My 7-year-old son, Steven, volunteered to take care of the yard. Before I actually gave him the job, I began a thorough training process. I wanted him to have a clear picture in his mind of what a well-cared-for yard was like. So I took him next door to our neighbors. "Look, son," I said, "see how our neighbor's yard is green and clean? That's what we're after, green and clean. Now let's go look at our yard. See the mixed colors? That's not it. That's not green. Green and clean is what we want. Now how you get green is up to you. You're free to do it in any way you want, except paint it. But I'll tell you how I'd do it if it were up to me." "How would you do it, Dad?" "I'd turn on the sprinklers. But you may want to use buckets or a hose. It makes no difference to me. All we care about is that the color is green, okay?" "Okay. Now let's talk about clean, son. Clean means no messes around, no paper, strings, bones, sticks, or anything that messes up the place. Now before you decide whether or not you're going to take this job, let me tell you a few more things. Because when you take the job, I don't do it anymore. It's your job. It's called a stewardship. Stewardship means a job with a trust. I trust you to do the job, to get it done. You're the boss. You boss yourself. Now guess who your helper is?" "Who?" "I am," I said. "You boss me." "I do?" "That's right, but my time to help is limited, and sometimes I'm away. But when I'm here, you tell me how I can help you. I'll do anything you want me to do if I have the time." "Okay. Now, son, guess who judges you?" "Who?" "You judge yourself." "I do?" "That's right. Twice a week the two of us will walk around the yard, and you can show me how it's coming." "How are you going to judge?" I asked. "Green and clean," he answered. "Right." I trained him with those 2 words for 2 weeks before I felt he was ready to take the job. Finally, the big day came. "Is it a deal, son?" "It's a deal." "What's the job?" "Green and clean." 2 weeks and 2 words. I thought he was ready. It was Saturday, and he did nothing. Sunday, nothing. Monday, nothing. As I pulled out of the driveway on my way to work on Tuesday, I looked at the yellow, cluttered yard and the hot July sun on its way up. Surely he'll do it today, I thought. All day I could hardly wait to return home to see what had happened. As I rounded the corner, I was met with the same picture I left that morning, and there was my son at the park across the street playing. This was not acceptable. I was upset and disillusioned by his performance after 2 weeks of training and all those commitments. I said, "Son, let's do as we agreed. Let's walk around the yard together and you can show me how it's going in your stewardship." As we started out the door, his chin began to quiver. Tears welled up in his eyes, and by the time we got to the middle of the yard, he was whimpering. "It's so hard, Dad." But I knew what was hard. Self-management, self-supervision, self-discipline. So I said, "Is there anything I can do to help?" "Would you, Dad?" he sniffed. "What was our agreement?" "You said you'd help me if you had time." "I have time." So he ran into the house and came back with 2 sacks. He handed me one. "Will you pick that stuff up?" He pointed to the garbage from Saturday night's barbecue. "It makes me sick." So I did. I did exactly what he asked me to do. And that was when he signed the agreement in his heart. It became his yard, his stewardship. He only asked for help 2 or 3 more times that entire summer. He took care of that yard. He kept it greener and cleaner than it had ever been under my stewardship. He even reprimanded his brothers and sisters if they left so much as a gum wrapper on the lawn. Trust is the highest form of human motivation. It brings out the very best in people. But it takes time and patience, and it doesn't preclude the necessity to train and develop people so that their competency can rise to the level of that trust.